All right, Neumy. This is the slate that I think we may have been waiting for all season. I mean, it doesn't get much better than what we have today, and it just felt compelled. I felt compelled for us to do a little slate by slate breakdown. But before we begin, how are you, man? What's going on?
Doing well, doing well. I literally just been doing house things, carless, so just doing house things, getting everything cleaned up. Started looking at the slate, looked out the Nez takes, and then started looking at the slate when all of a sudden, yeah, I deemed this just as you did. I mean, this is like the holy grail of slates in terms of things that are popping for me, things that are popping just in terms of run totals. Pitchers we deem that are just doo-doo right now, and then the resulting team just being absolutely free in ADP. There's like 4, 5, 6 spots that I want to just get to, and I don't know how I'm going to get to every single one of it because like from 1 through 9, I'll be willing to get to it like on all these spots. So yeah, excited to break it down like game by game as we go through.
Yeah, like you said, it's tough to just like fit in everybody that you would like to fit because there are just so many, just a plethora of options for us today. Let's just take a look. We'll start with plate IQ before we go into game by game here.
Mm-hmm.
But just to like put it into perspective, what we're looking at here, this is just like very much not normal with with these run totals here. Like it's not very often that you get teams flirting with 5 and they're the 4th highest total on the slate. Not even not even top 2. I mean, we're looking at Red Sox with a near 7 implied run total. The Braves, which I've been, just kind of shouting from the rooftops that Quinn Priester is going to be absolute food today for
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta. The Orioles against Javier, who you and I both agree is food today. I mean, a lot of really fun offensive spots, and that doesn't even include my Chicago Cubs as well, who are very hot facing David Peterson. I mean, it's crazy today. I mean, this is a lot of green, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a lot of green, and it's just the ADP does not seem to line up in terms of it. It's right now. It seems like it is like single players kind of being pushed up into this top ADP, and then we have 3 like top tier pitchers basically in the top 10, and then it's just a drop off all the way down to a guy that I'm basically not touching because I'm on the other side, Nick Pivetta, and then it's just again a big drop. So you got 3 pitchers pushed up and then just single names pushed up rather than like full stacks. So it's giving you the ability to do almost like whatever you want. Because if people come in there and set up stacks right away, you can go ahead and just take these top players. And if they start taking these top players, it's just leaving with the full stacks, which are going to be in the top. Like Boston is obtainable. A lot of Atlanta is obtainable. Like if people just go full
Yeah,
stacking,
you can full stack
almost
the,
any
the, the
team.
best part of Atlanta, sans Acuna or Olsen. A lot of the time,
Mm-hmm.
those two are hard to pair whenever you are drafting, like as you would expect. Uh, Acuna did get hit by a pitch. He has a Q tag today, but X-rays were negative. He's going to play today. I feel very confident that he's playing today. He's fine. Just a little bit of a baby, man. He gets hit a lot, and when he does get hit, he acts like he's the first person to ever get hit by a pitch. I swear to God.
I yeah. It was pretty funny watching that, but I haven't drafted Acuna yet, just because I haven't really drafted much. I only have 3, so I am waiting to see if they just end up just giving them the night off and what they end up doing. But yeah, I would say I'm a little less confident, but I still expect them to play, and then I still can get easy exposure to them with how the ADP shakes out. But yeah.
Yeah, and I will say when you look at the plate IQ today, there obviously you see a lot of runs, and there's a lot of really good run environments today, which on one hand would make you say, you probably need the nuts today. Like, yes, stacking is always going to like take precedent when we build. We want to stack teams. We want to have that correlation in baseball. It's very strong. But on the other hand, like it could very well be a 5-leg parlay, a 2-2-1. It could be skinny stacks today because you are likely going to need the best offensive pieces from multiple games today. However, I can't shake the fact how easy it is to get 5 or 4 pieces, like the best pieces on the Red Sox, the Braves, and the Orioles today specifically. It is just incredibly easy. And until I am satisfied, that's probably going to be my MO entering drafts to start before we move further, let's take a look at the weather. Um, we've got pretty good weather today. Nothing to be concerned about, other than for our pitchers at Boston. We got winds out to right. So hello, lefties in the Red Sox. We got winds out to right a bit over 10 miles per hour in Queens today. So hello, Cubs, and hello, Mets. And then in Chicago, a little bit of rain, but otherwise, Kevin believes that this game plays, and this is definitely something to be excited about because two not good pitchers going in Chicago today with the Yankees and White Sox. It was Severino. It looks like they're going with Ian Hamilton. I'm not sure if he's opening or if he's actually going to be stretched out as a full starter today, but either way, it's worth attacking. And we didn't even mention Yankees and White Sox today. So definitely something potentially sneaky there on today's slate, don't you think?
Yeah, that's what you just pointed out. I was gonna say about Hamilton is he looks like he's just kind of like an opener reliever. Like the highest pitch count I'm seeing from him, I guess, is like 41, and that's just of recent. So, but yeah,
God,
so
I figured it was
that
an opener.
that's
That tends to be the case.
yeah, threw me for a bit of a curveball expecting Severino. I mean, this is probably worse. I'm not up to date in my Ian Hamilton, but yeah, and then also with Clevinger going there against the Yanks, I agree as well. I just wanted to say to that point about like the full stacks, I'm pretty much in agreement. It's you can go get any like combination of stack, whether it be back end full stack. I had a where I was going to basically fill out a potential fourth to my San Diego stack where I have Freddie, Tatis, Soto, and then all of a sudden I have Jaron Duran fall to me with like the last pick. So rather than all of a sudden go ahead and take a Machado or something like that, I go ahead and do that and then take Jaron Duran. So it's an interesting definitely that. And I'm more on the 2-2-1 and that's kind of mini stacking. So
that's sort of that definitely feels like the winner today will be a 2-2-1, but we'll see. I'll share just quickly. We normally don't do this because we normally don't have lineups drafted, but I've drafted 6 so far today. We can just like quickly take a look at what I've got so far. This is my first one. I shared it in the Discord because I was like, okay, I can get Freeman, Tatis, Soto,
call your GMs
today.
Call them out, baby. Call them like babe. And then tonight when that's up top,
calling my shot. This one I liked. I like all of these teams here. This one was a Orioles triple stack with a one-off Cassis and Judge there.
That's really fun.
This one is a Braves triple with Witt and Melendez there, just because I mean the Royals just can't lose anymore. This one I got a little Logan Allen here. I'm not like too scared of the Blue Jays, but I'm also not excited to get Logan Allen. But this was a full Braves onslaught, which I would like to do again with somebody other than Logan Allen if I could. And then a little Max Fried here with the Orioles onslaught with a little bit of Yoshida.
So that's what I was going to say, which was a perfect example. Go back to that Brave stack because we talked about how we're not really on the onslaughts, but like we know that a team like the Braves, the Orioles, or any team that you deem that is your favorite stacks, like I would be advantageous to go get at least one of those because we know it's definitely in the realm of possibilities as we think it's going to be 2-3, that all of a sudden it's that one team that the whole lineup, in fact, goes off and they outscore everyone else. So I like that when you said I want to get another one, like my goal is to get of my top 5 stacks and the kind of the teams I'm intermixing without, the one-offs is to get a full 5-man, potentially, if I can't, a 4-man of that, just to really capitalize on if that full lineup just goes nuts, which is definitely in the realm of possibilities with 2 totals over 6 and 1 near 7. So
yeah, it's still not impossible that an onslaught takes it down today. It just seems less likely, but if they're facing
exactly
Priester, like
if you have the entries in the bankroll to do it, definitely for me, I'm just going to get a few onslaughts of my favorite potential teams that I think would just break it rather than that. So
yeah. Before we move forward, shout out Chipsy joining the YouTube.
There we go.
Joining the Badge Brigade. Thank you for being here. Go Blue. If you could what would you prefer to be called? Because we're going with Go Blue, but if you have a better name for us, let us know. And then Brad Dub in the chat, GM, my friend. I also want to look at these layouts here just to I just want to test. Does this No, too big. Too zoomed. I just wanted to see what that did to the screen. But let's take a look here before we do any drafts, just to go game by game and kind of break down what we think, who we think is in play today for us. Let's start, of course, with the first game on the slate here per our Roto-Grinders lineups here. 10 implied run total between Orioles and Astros. I got to say, Flaherty, dude, looked pretty nice in his first start for Baltimore. But, being a righty, facing these strong lefties for Houston definitely has me a little spooked. Where are you at here? I mean, besides, I guess, like the obvious, but just tell me your thoughts.
Well, I think any one of the honestly, when I look at the Astros and the the Orioles, it's like 1 through 5 that that I would love to get to in any capacity. Like I would, especially the lefties and on both sides. That's what I'm going to be like really, really hammering. But yeah, they're obtainable when you go bring up. I mean, you guys can do this as you're kind of looking along if you've seen this, but Astros have a very advantageous ADP with Jordan being a 3rd rounder, Tucker being a borderline 3rd, 4th rounder, and then Baltimore is picking a litter with anyone there, especially the lefties and Gunnar and Santander. So I've been in my 3 that I've already started. It's been Baltimore, and then I have a stack of the lefties. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm going to really keep hammering as well.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I would also add in a little cheeky Colton Cowser, lefty, a little cheeky Adam Frazier, lefty, against Javier today, who just really hasn't been good. I noted it in the old Nez takes today. I kind of talked a little arbitrary endpoint analysis there, but in his last 7 starts, man, Javier has just been trash. So let's definitely try to take advantage of that today with the Orioles. And then, like you said, with Houston, give me those lefties for sure. Maybe a little former 101 Chas McCormick in there just for old time's sake. That could be fun. Let's go ahead and move on to the Pirates and Braves here. No lineup yet because they are waiting to see, I guess, if Acuna can play. But you heard it here first. He's going to play. But Q tag, you'll get a swap if he's not in. And there's so many good options. It's honestly just worth going for here. I think you and I are in agreement that 1 through 9 is in play for the Braves today. Maybe just to get unique, taking a little bit of that bottom of the order.
Yeah, I know it's tough when you see that. I think being on the road team where you get the guaranteed 9 like innings of at bat is something.
Acuna's in. Sorry, I am very sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. That's good to know. Like perfect, awesome. Because that's what I've been waiting for. And he's lead off. Everything's normal with the lineup.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. And Murphy's in, perfect. All right, awesome. Because
right. Expected a Murphy day.
It's expected Murphy, so just making sure something.
It's their A lineup, man. They're playing the Pirates. Of course, it's their A lineup.
Exactly. So, all right, that's good to know. Braves lineup is just fine. And like I was gonna go there was you can get anyone in that Braves lineup, and I'm perfectly fine with it. I think getting cheeky with like Arcia Harris, like just if people just decide to go on that and just as a back stack, like. Just having the road team 9 innings, like guaranteed ball is definitely a help to at least get them, you would expect with that run total 4 at bats. Like, but yeah, I mean, if they're going to be obtainable, which they still basically kind of are when I go Braves, wrong slate here, 605, like it's Matt Olson, Acuna, and then you have Albies and Riley, which are again 3rd rounders and 4th rounders. So if they're going to be there and people aren't reaching for them and they end up being like, it's like I'm just gonna go that one-off route. You know what I mean? Like give me a bat in that game because, like you noted with Quinn Priester, which I would check out the Nez takes because well writ, little funny jokes in there which you're gonna love. But yeah, it was nothing funny for Quinn Priester. It was tough to see, as like you said, for Pirates fans, unfortunately. But
former 1st round pick.
1 through 9, I love that, and I'm perfectly fine, I guess, getting cheeky with the bottom, 5 through 9 if I need to, and they're going to be available to me. You know what I mean? Like build out a 3 stack of that because I think they're all. You look at the plate IQ and their OPS and their OPS, ISO, WOBA. It's going to be green all over for the boys. So
yeah, this is if you're looking for positive signs, this is what you want to see. The only downside is the park factor, but I would not put too much weight into the pitcher's park that is PNC Park because of the matchup. On the flip side, Pirates take on Max Fried, who looks fantastic. The only thing going for the Pirates is that they have a lot of decent right-handed sticks now that they have this influx of youth with Henry Davis, Jared Triolo. Kind of good on. I thought we would see Leo Vera today, but they're giving Alika Williams run. Definitely nobody here that you should probably be drafting. If you wanted to get contrarian, leadoff Hayes, I do think is interesting. He's been dealing with an injury all season, and he could potentially be healthy. I've been Pirates fans been making excuses for Hayes for ever, but that does sort of seem to be a corner of health being turned there for Hayes. But otherwise, I can't really see myself getting here. But I'm just saying, a lot of good righties, and you can get that Endy Rodriguez share that I was pounding the table for yesterday, and he of course didn't play. So that's just the way she goes. Anything you want to add on the Pirates, or can I end the rant?
Yeah, I mean, the prototypical, I don't see it very unlikely here with a 3.8 run total. It's not something I'd want to get to on a 9-game slate. And then the classic, the ace pitcher that's going 1 overall just kind of gets shelled. So I'll just say, in a near 3,500 man contest, if you're playing a lot of entries and you're able to do that, sure, definitely toss one in. The path to first is going to be you and maybe 10 other people, maybe 15 because you get the auto stacks. But if you're limited, you have a bankroll, I would not be putting any pirate stacks in there. So just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, guys like us, I don't know. I mean, maybe I will because I'm a sick freak, but
you're going to see, if it is, because you always did, there are people going to be covering all their bases. So just throwing that out. If you have the ability to cover and you want to, then
me and few splitting first.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Get different with that. Maybe no Connor Joe, you go Henry Davis. So, in your stack.
Yeah, I can always go for a little Henry Davis. Let's move right along here to the Royals and Red Sox. 10.5 implied run total here, with damn near 7 runs implied for the Red Sox against Jordan Lyles, and a decent run total for the Royals as well, obviously, facing Donkey King Nick Pivetta. Let's just start with the Red Sox because they're more fun to talk about. This seems like a 1 through 6 for me. I don't know if I can get cute enough to go with a former hero of the slate. Shout out Go Blue again with Pablo Reyes there. But give me all these lefties and maybe a little Trevor Story. I don't know.
Yeah, I love the Red Sox. Everyone's going to love the Red Sox, I thought. You can kind of go ahead and get any of your combinations that you want. The Rafi Devers is a 12 ADP, so basically he's borderline 3rd round, which is crazy for the top stack on many sites and there. And then you don't see anyone else going unless they're really pushing them up until we get to near literally the 4th round and 5th round in Jarren Duran and Yoshida. So yeah, I think I'll be willing to mix them in as one-offs, just two stack, anything like that. That is that. I mean, for having a near 7 run total, we just saw on Plate IQ, and being a top stack on 2, I'm pretty sure 3 different sites. I was talking with people, especially the one that a lot of the crowd uses in the bat. That's going to be a stack that I'm going to definitely want to get a 5-man to, and I'm probably going to be interchanging and having some one-offs, for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I want a lot of Red Sox today. I know that Jordan Lyles has the propensity to throw a gem every now and then, but I'm not counting on today being one of those days. On the flip side, the Royals, I will say Bobby Witt has been playing really well lately, and so is my boy Melendez finally waking up. My 12th place best ball teams love that. Salvador Perez back in the lineup. Should we be giving the Royals some consideration in some cheeky lineups?
I mean, I think the same thing that goes for the Royals projection, everything is our boy, John likes to shout out. These 2 teams are going to play in the same configuration and have the same ballpark with the same effects. 10-mile-an-hour wind, like you said, going out to right, that little short little angle that it's just easy for a lefty to poke it out. And even a guy with hands like Witt, even Salvi, we can see it. Definitely, definitely, like I would be in fine with Salvi, Melendez, and Witt, and they're very obtainable. So I like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Royals. I like the Royals as well, especially because you see Nick Pivetta at P4. So if Nick Pivetta is going to be drafted every single draft, I think it's going to be give me some Royals. If that's actually an indication of how he's being drafted. So it
Yep.
shows P4 with that. So I expect he's being drafted in almost every draft. So
Slight double bubble there. We'll absolutely take it. Let's go on to a less exciting game, but a game that we need to consider nonetheless for a couple of reasons. But Blue Jays and Guardians, Kevin Gausman taking on Logan Allen. These teams just have been playing some absolute snooze fest for fantasy purposes. Some good pitching outings have come from it, but as far as the sticks go, neither of these teams seem to be awake lately. Are you thinking? You thinking you're going to get to any of these teams today in your lineups?
Yeah, so this is where I guess we're gonna have our little slight disagreement, and I mean, Sheeps can also come out the screen and strangle me when I bring this up. But last 30 days for the Blue Jays on Plate IQ, every single person there is green with their ISO and WOBA. So the indication of maybe they're catching a little fire, but you don't really see that. At least, so I mean, small sample size. The highest person there is it's like 27 at bats. I understand that, but also Logan Allen's getting hit pretty hard against righties, and he just against lefties hasn't been too great. So I don't know. It's interesting to see us differ there a little bit, but I think I'm going to get to Blue Jays a little bit, just because when you, especially if you were to go back and just type them in, like they're really, really obtainable.
They are.
Like I think the highest person is Vlad at a 34.4. So that's another reason I'm also like more interested, I think, than you. And it's also because I see Logan Allen going a little bit in these drafts. In the two I did, he went twice. So another chance for double bubble.
Yeah, for me, Toronto's just a team that I just rarely get to on any slate. Today won't be one of those days for me. I think Logan Allen is fine enough that I'd be surprised if Toronto makes any noise. On the flip side, Guardians, Jose Ramirez just refuses to be suspended, so he's apparently back in. They got Gausman though, who has had his struggles as of late. If I pull up his game log here, I believe his last game wasn't his best. 3 earned runs, didn't make it to the 5th. But every other game prior to that has had some decent outings. The Guardians don't strike out all that much. If we look at Kikuchi's last outing against them, though, put up a really nice line. Unfortunately, got no run support there. Are you going to have any Guardians builds? They seem like they will be completely unknown, despite somebody clearly onslaughting them once.
Yeah, so easy double bubble going against them. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, maybe in a full stack. I mean, again, I'll throw out the same advocate that I would for the Pirates, same spiel. So definitely, if you want to do that, and like you said, someone's going to have them. Maybe the top 3 is the only ones that would interest me. Really, Jose Ramirez is going to be the only one that kind of interests me. So I'm more on Gausman today, but those
Agreed.
top 3 can definitely make some noise. And I mean, if Gausman, maybe if he has another struggle outing, who quite knows? But I'm more on Gausman today.
I think when it's all said and done, I'm going to be on Gausman pretty heavy. These are really nice bats, right? You would love to have Ohtani, Judge, Olsen, Freeman, Acuna, obviously, and Acuna is going to get a big boost here. But when you look at these pitchers, though, just to deviate just slightly, just to get macro for a moment, Gausman, compared to these pitchers, Gausman and Fried are head and shoulders, in my opinion, above the rest. I think Darvish obviously has a strong case pitching in Seattle today, but the Guardians just strike zero fear in my heart from run support from scoring runs from that standpoint. So Gausman seems like a lock today to notch a quality start. We'll see if he gets that win as well.
Yeah. When you go and look at the plate IQ, and if you're doing that, you can see they have the lowest ISO and one of the lowest wobas as well. So no much power coming from them, especially when Naylor's definitely off, on that IL, and it's basically Jose Ramirez and whatever Jimenez wants to pop out there. So yeah, big time agree.
Yeah, I will say as far as team stacks go, I mean, this is splitting hairs, but Cardi does have White Sox, Pirates, Giants, and Angels below the Guardians, but that's just as far as like stacking goes.
Yep.
I believe Jose Ramirez is probably the one reason why they're not dead last there. Let's go to Cubs versus Mets here. This seems to be a pretty fun spot. Anytime the Cubs face a lefty, I'm very intrigued because of one Patrick Wisdom, who of course is batting in the bottom of the order, but I don't believe he has an ADP. If I check, he does not. So a little bit of leverage there. He's a Badge Bros favorite here. What are you thinking about either side of this game? The Mets taking on Hendricks, Cubs taking on David Peterson, a lefty.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be fully in on getting some like mini stacks of this game. I like the win. I like it's hot, 84 degrees. Looking at getting down to it's going to be constant 80s the entire night there. Wind blowing out at 12 miles an hour to right, like you noted to begin with. Give me both sides of that, especially the righties. It's fun now that they added Candelario there. So he's switched, and I'm not quite sure his best side, like if he adds up more power.
I think he's better lefty.
So,
but I could be wrong. I'm going to pull that up.
Either way, it's nice to see when you see that lineup as Morel leading off. It's just righty, switch. Then Bellinger's just going to be a staple in there, and then it's just a bunch of righties and switch. So yeah, I love that lineup.
He's better righty. I apologize.
Oh, then there we go. Even he just had a nice home run and a double in this weekend series. So here we go. Maybe he's getting hot. I mean, Swanson, Candelario, Wisdom, kind of in that little correlation. If depending, just kind of move out Suzuki because they haven't had much faith in Suzuki. He's only in there basically because he's facing a lefty at this point. So
he was injured too a little bit, I will say. Like I don't believe he's having like a bad season.
No, I was listening to when I had basically the Cubs up and I was listening to a solo game. David Ross came on there and said right now he's going to be primarily in there for lefties and he's going to have to hit dirt lefties in order to get more at bats against a righty. So he was adamant about that. But yeah, like you said, he definitely was injured. But either way, I love the Cubbies. Pete Alonso's the hottest hitter on earth right now. Not, but he's just all he does is hit home runs again in little spurts. So Nimmo going up against there with the winds going out. If you want to maybe wind effect, otherwise, I love that top 5 or 4 or 5 as well for kind of Mets.
I'm not familiar with this Abraham Almonte. He is in the player pool. I guess he was called up from AAA. Let me do a little look into Abraham Almonte. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Good, bad, otherwise?
Guess his age. And if you get within
he is 31.
34.
Oh gosh. All right.
Oopsie. Yeah, so I mean, you never know. It could be like Joey Meneses 2.0, but not really focused on Almonte. Mets kind of seem like they're quiet quitting, but I will say Nimmo, Alvarez, Lindor, Alonso definitely interest me.
Maybe not McNeil for me. He's been awful.
No, I'm good. I'm all the way good on McNeil.
Yeah.
But definitely some consideration here. It's just so hard to foresee the Mets getting above the rest of of these good teams today, knowing that they have to fare better than the Red Sox, than the Orioles, than the Astros, than the Braves, than the Cubs that they're playing against. I'm honestly shocked that they are favored today. If I was in a legal state, I would bet that they lose, but neither here nor there because we're talking underdog DFS. To this next
Kyle Hendricks is Kyle Hendricks is kind of also that good real life pitcher that can kind of limit you unless he's going up against Atlanta. From what
I'm a Kyle Hendricks apologist.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. He's no slouch as much as we want to deem him out there. Like they may throw some old guys out there and smiling Hendricks, but they seem to pitch. So yeah.
Magikarp coming in here, tickling my fancy. He knows what gets me going. The story of Ruiz just doing Ruiz things. That's awesome. Next game here. Yankees versus the White Sox. We've got Ian Hamilton opening up with Luis Severino following up, who Severino just does not look good. And on the White Sox side, Mike Clevenger pitching, who I am not fearful of at all, hasn't really had that great of a season thus far. This seems pretty interesting, don't you think?
Yeah, we were talking about this. Clevenger doesn't put any fear into me whatsoever. So honestly, you want to get, cheeky 1 through 5 on the Yankees. I definitely think is there with Bowers and McKinney being those lefties, and then Judge and Glaber and Stanton, of course, are always going to be there. And then you're going to go to the White Sox side with what's going to be there. I mean, Lou Bob he's smashing. So I think if you just want to get some one-offs of Lou Bob, otherwise a little Jimenez, Andrew Vaughn, if you want to go that way. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing on there. Are you seeing anything different?
No, not really. I do find it hard to get to Tim Anderson, but I would throw in a little Benintendi. Benintendi can pop every once in a while. It's just this three right here with Eloy, Lubob, and Benintendi definitely pique my interest. And then for the Yankees, give me Judge, give me Torres, give me a little rake Bowers, as we like to say. I will say, man, I don't really take Stanton just because the dude can't run bases, so he's not really likely to score you a run. He seems like he's a home run or bust, truly, and he's a pinch run risk, so I don't really have much to do with him there. But Billy McKinney could be somebody that I could get to. He's always sneaky as a lefty facing a righty. Just a pure platoon bat there. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be very interested to see what the starting lineup looks like, because everybody, I think, we're not breaking any sort of brains here by telling the world that we like the top of pitch IQ today. Everybody likes the Red Sox. Everyone likes the Braves. Everyone likes the Orioles. ADPs might not directly reflect it, but there's going to be a ton of teams with these stacks. So I'm going to try to get a little bit cute there and probably get cute via New York. These next two games, we don't have lineups for every team except for the Diamondbacks, but a little bit intriguing here for the Angels facing Ryan Walker, who I do not know who that is. Giants facing Ohtani. I'm definitely not taking Giants today, but any interest for you in doing a little Angel stack?
Yeah, Angels seem kind of a little cheeky, if you want to go that way. 4.2 run total, but that lineup can really chug if they want it to. We saw it yesterday with kind of how it went down, and all those guys. There's definitely power in that lineup, from Ohtani, basically all the way down to Renfroe. A lot of those guys can hit a little bit. So, especially going up against, like you said, Ryan Walker, which I'm pretty sure season high is like a 45, so it doesn't look like he's going to be out there long. I don't know who's going to come in after. Probably just full bullpen game. But,
damn Giants, man.
But yeah, that's always what kind of sucks is they always, they go matchup. So it always kind of seems to limit whoever they're playing. But yeah, Angels are definitely cheeky as well. They're not owned and even looked at all. At all.
I know. It has me wondering because they're in LA. Balls seem to just fly further there. I think some of these big beefy boys, such as Crone, a little bit, Moniak Renfroe. I always like Matt Thaiss as somebody that's always low owned there, but can go for home runs. Just trying to find paths to getting different, and maybe a skinny stack of the Angels is one way to do that, but that is certainly not financial advice. And then last game before we rip a couple drafts here, look at ADP a little bit in context with this. We've got Bobby Miller for the Dodgers facing the Diamondbacks and Merrill Kelly. And Merrill Kelly, man, he's like Kyle Hendricks on steroids, just a boring pitcher, but gets the job done and seems to mute lineups. He's got a tough task today facing the Dodgers, though. Are you running to get Dodgers or getting them at all? What are you thinking there?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like you said, he's real life pitcher on steroids to a T. The one thing that he does, he has, he gets hit hard by lefties. So interested, I guess, in a little bit of if we get Muncy, that'd be nice. But otherwise, Freddie Freeman is as a one-off. We can just see Freddie continue his torrid streak. I mean, he's been Freddie Freeman, like we pointed out yesterday. Sure, Betts, but I don't know. That's definitely they're pretty contrarian once you get past Betts and Freeman. So
no, you're absolutely right.
Which is when it's never Dodgers, or when it's always Dodgers, it's never Dodgers. But when it's never Dodgers, then that's when that's our motto.
Yes.
But both these sides is kind of interesting for me, especially when you get Corbin Carroll. I'm pretty sure he's leading off. So Corbin Carroll lead off against Bobby Miller is always very interesting. Yeah, all right, that's good. And they're very attainable as well. So both sides of this game kind of intrigues me a little bit, just in terms of getting different, with people being very confident in Merrill Kelly and Bobby Miller, it seems.
Yeah, I definitely want to get more Arizona. I saw Mattel returned, Mattel Carte, I just said. Ketel Marte returned yesterday, 2 singles and a ribby. He looks fine after being out with quad tightness. Bobby Miller has some nice starts under his belt, but definitely somebody that can give up runs. It's definitely not somebody that we should be totally scared of and avoiding his opponent just because it's not a super sexy opponent. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good summary of these games here. As we look at ADP,
you got San Diego, Seattle too last.
Did they just came in?
Oh no, we have that game.
Thank you.
We have that game still.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. God forbid I forget about our Padres here.
Yeah,
they're taking on Emerson Hancock, who I'm almost positive is not in the player pool. That would be no, he is not. Yeah. But rookie pitcher coming in. Let's say I'll take a look at his rookie stats here, just because I know he has the high draft pedigree, taken 6th overall in 2020 there. Decent numbers in the minors. Okay K rate. Let's take a look at the whip there. Decent whip. He just seems like an all right pitcher, and he's got a tough matchup against the Padres, but at least he's at home. Mm-hmm. People aren't necessarily chasing the Padres up draft boards, though, I will say.
Yeah, I like the Padres again. I fell for him yesterday. I'm probably going to fall for him again. John, got that. It was 25 points or something from Logan Gilbert. So shout out on that call. Maybe it was 20. It was something in the 20s. So
it was like 22 or 25.
So yeah, it was that was a beautiful call, as I fell for it. But I think I need to go right back to that well if I'm going to see Juan Soto and Tatis near past their 3rd round ADPs, getting near the 4th. So throwing a little Hassan Kim. You can do anything you want with Manny Machado. He's either going to give you a 0 burger, or he seems to be Giancarlo Stanton as of late, where he's going to give you those spike big 2 home run game. He's going to give you the 2-2-3. I think I like Padres. Again, the double bubble lies there with Seattle. So same play, although they are definitely a more formidable offense than Pittsburgh and Cleveland, that the other pitchers are facing. So, they're a team that you can definitely, I feel more confident in double bubbling if you're doing that. So,
yeah, that's a good point. They are a team that is very low in ADP, similar to these bad teams. And if you do want to find a way to deviate off of the big 4 that we've been talking about so far, this is probably like one of the first ways I would do it. We talked about Tatis being one of the unluckiest hitters in baseball, and he got robbed last night. Should have had another home run last night. Gets robbed. Soto is still Juan Soto facing a rookie. I mean, could be lunch for him. Hassan Kim is like their best hitter right now, and all these guys go so late. Definitely some leverage to be had here. I don't know that I'm onslaughting this team. You can, but I'm more or less thinking, give me a little Soto, Tatis, probably Kim as well, or maybe Cronenworth too. I have such a soft spot for Cronenworth. I think he's another guy that was getting unlucky.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I could see basically Emerson getting through the first, and all of a sudden Machado gets a walk. Bogarts, whatever. And then all of a sudden it's the 2 lefties in Cronenworth and G-Man Choi that just take them deep back to back. And then he just goes into shambles. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting there, but yeah, I'm always a sucker for these Padres, man. The lineup is just too good to be that bad, right? Like
they are, they seem to be. And facing Hancock today, like I said, he's a nice prospect, but if the Padres can't do a little damage against him, I mean, because he's good, but he's not. I mean, he's making the jump straight from Double A right now, and in
Exactly.
Double A this season, in 20 starts, he's rocking a 4.32 ERA. He's not setting the world on fire. He's not striking out everybody that he sees. We've got some friends here in the chat. Clay wants a pick'em entry, so we're going to give him a pick'em entry. We're talking about all these games. I haven't looked at any of the pick'em stats today. Let's see what we've got going on here.
I seem to do a lot better when we're locked in like this. When we just go game by game, we think everything through, and then all of a sudden we can really like throw out some So
yes, please give me a little of that. Let's go Oriole side. Let's just bounce right around. Steve, I don't like the Mountcastle.
So we're just talking about it. Like you could easily go Tatis over 1.5, or higher 1.5 bases, or Soto higher 9.5 fantasy points. Definitely a little scary, but like I'm under the impression that if this, I mean, yes, he's getting called up. He the pedigree of a 6th round or a 6th pick in the draft. But basically what you just like laid out, a Double A pitcher coming straight, skipping that, like it's got to be almost lunch meat for these guys, right? And these are some of the best hitters in baseball in Soto and Tatis.
Here's what I think I like here. Okay, when you scroll down, you go to the rivals. Julio gets a +1 fantasy point adjustment, but he gets Darvish versus Soto.
Okay,
what do you think there?
I mean, Julio's been hot. Like Julio's definitely like he's been picking it up, and he's got that. But just getting the 1.5 adjustment. I mean,
it's only one.
Let's look around.
Let's keep shopping. Tatis here has the 1.5 total bases. I don't normally love total bases. They're tough. They're tough. They always seem like sometimes they seem like they're in great spots, and then they just don't always come to fruition. Let's check out the Red Sox here. That's an automatic higher for me. I know Devers hasn't had his most fantastic season. As you can see, he hasn't had over 9 fantasy points just yet, but with the winds blowing out, facing Jordan Lyles, I'm just going to go ahead and lock that in for the time being. Yoshida, 1.5 total bases. Like I said, if I can find something that isn't total bases, that tends to be my preference for first picks.
There's nothing for Baltimore. That's just total bases. Judge got a higher lower of 11 fantasy points.
Jesus.
See
here. Acuna's at 12.5 fantasy points.
George Springer 7.5, but it's going against your boy. I
got to be honest, man. I think Acuna I think we just put him on the slip.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you want to, 12.5 is, I mean, so for me, that's the same thing for total bases where it's just, you're really calling your shot. You're
crazy.
You're really calling because I'm fine with total bases. I like to have it like where I basically put my most confident like home run call because it's like, it doesn't matter what happens. Like
at that point, it's an event-based pick.
Yeah. It's just going to hit 4 and it's immediately going to be a higher. So like, I like to do total bases on like Tatis. Like yesterday, he was inches away from having 4, and that would look a lot better, and people would see that. I mean, yeah, I guess we could do 12.5. I mean, it's the same ring. He gets 14 points if he gets that. So
Quinn Priester is just so not it. And
no, that's fine.
And Acuna leadoff, he might hit 6 times tonight. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough for me to. I know it's a lot, but I feel like I have to based on everything that I've said so far today.
We got a Corbin Carroll higher, lower 9.5. I know it's 9.5, but I mean, leadoff Corbin gives you how many opportunities? I believe, are they home? Yeah, so they are home, but that's another.
Okay. Let's throw him on there. Leadoff Carroll against Bobby Miller. He seems due. All right, we need one more here. Let's just look at. I'm just gonna. I don't know if you know this. You can just type in fantasy points in the search bar, and you will get all the fantasy points props.
There we go.
Pick'ems. And here we've got Riley Green again. It's more fun to do the ones that are like on the slate. It's Bailey Ober today versus the Tigers.
They're pesky, man. I don't know, man. They're pesky.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't really doesn't really intrigue me. Not Mountcastle.
Yeah, no, Mountcastle going against a righty, like I don't really feel great about taking that. But the thing, I don't know that I'm overthinking it, but I don't think that I want it either.
No. I don't want Mountcastle.
Jose Ramirez 7.5 is interesting.
Yeah, I
bookmark that.
Yeah, well, we can book. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Pete. I mean, Pete's been one of the hottest. There's Lou Bob.
Yeah, 9.5. Man, let's just keep looking here. All right, that does it. I'm having trouble finding a fifth, but we definitely need a fifth. It's got to be 5. What do you think about a home run call on Judge? Judge, literally all he does lately is Walker hit a home run.
Yeah, facing Mike Clevenger. I can definitely go with Judge.
I think we found it. All right, link will be posted in the chat. I'm putting a quarter on this one. I won't say it can't miss, but you don't want to miss the action. I'll tell you that much. That's what you can't miss. There's the entry. There's the entry. It's in the chat. This one's smacking, boys. We're getting 5 green lights here on a day where offense is just plentiful. And what do you say, man? Just hop in a couple drafts here.
Yeah, let's do it. It's gonna be
snap fill.
You're gonna see like it's the same thing with all these. You know, if it's gonna be hard for you to click, you got to think it's gonna be hard for others. But people are not afraid. They're just gonna come in here with their preset stack. So that's what I kind of like coming in here is like, what teams do I want to fill out? And like you can go ahead and target, like you can pre-script teams and just draft them out. And then I think falling victim to just over and over an ADP is where I get wrong. So like I like to get one of these top guys and then just use my kind of like my sheet here and kind of build out the preset stacks.
Yeah, I think that's a sharp way to do it. I do want to point out here. Let's go ahead and just look at this hit by pitch by Ronald Acuna, because Clay's in here acting like we don't know it. Well, we do have a pick after we make this pick. But I do want to show this hit by pitch because he's wearing an elbow guard and he gets hit in the elbow with an elbow guard. Did I mention he has an elbow guard? And he acts like he's the first person to get hit by a pitch every single time. Sorry, Clay.
All right, so what do you do? What are you doing here?
I'm doing Acuna.
Fair.
I mean, I know. I wish I was drafting earlier, but
see, I'm a Matt. Right now, I've been.
You want Matty O?
No, it's been between me and Matt Olson. I've gone Matt Olson just because now Acuna's like confirmed in there, so like I'm fine with that. Like if he's good to go, he's
not that it's confirmed. Yeah.
It's like the only person competing with him that literally has a higher ISO and MOBA is just Matty O, and like going up lefty righty. You're gonna have to let me know, Mr. PNC, what is the preferred like hitter side? Like what's easier to get? Is it being a
So if you're lefty and you're pulling the ball, you have the Clemente Wall that's 320. Mm-hmm. On the left side, it's not very hitter friendly either way, I will say. But lefty power plays better.
Gotcha.
All right, here's this hit by pitch.
First one came inside. That one hits him. Slams the bat down in frustration.
Then he's got to get looked at. But like,
wanted to get in there.
He's got an elbow guard, man.
He's got fine. He's good. He's good. That's hilarious. That's so funny.
He's okay.
There's Jordan.
Wow.
Albies. I mean, you can go any route here.
We're going Jordan. We're gonna do this new strategy that I've been trying to employ called
taking the best players. I was gonna say if you can get Ronald Acuna, Jordan, then somehow possibly get him to go out, go out of his way. And yeah, so if you could get Ronald Acuna, I was really hoping Tucker could fall there, because if you can get those, if you can get those three, you gotta do it. So
yeah, anybody with the name Steelers is definitely way too smart to let Tucker fall to us.
Oh man,
Altuve's kind of hot, but we know we don't really love.
I mean, get the mini for me.
There.
It's a get that mini either with Ozzy or Austin, if you want to call that whatever you think. Most will people scroll down and take Austin and bypass Albies, or do you just want to take Albies? He's been smashing. So
Albies is just so good, and I need to make up for my lack of best ball shares of him. He just puts me to shame. I wish that he was batting right-handed, of course, but for me, man, I just really do feel confident that Quinn Priester is giving up 9 earned runs today if he happens to get that far.
Yeah, that's why it's anyone on this if you want to do so. If you start filling, if you want to fill out on the back half, you're not going to get likely get those top unless people you're getting in a room with people doing onslaughts, then you can just get the back stack of the team from Murphy, Ozuna. Eddie Rosario can definitely go yak on any one of these guys. You can put up that, like you said, Quinn Priester's no one to be scared of. So the back half of the Braves, you can easily get with the top half of another team. So
easily. We'll keep these guys here for good measure. And we got to make a decision at pitcher. Maybe a little Merrill Kelly double bubble. Maybe a little Bobby Mill. I'm into Logan Allen as well. Well, we have time.
Mm-hmm.
We have time there.
Yeah, as much as we're talking about both those Dodgers and Astros as for hitting, they just seem like decent pitchers going up against obviously one of the best teams in the Dodgers. But all right, let's see here.
So I love Yoshida.
You could do a little Witt and Melendez if you want to do that. You can just do maybe Salvi and Melendez, kind of do something like that.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do Witt. I want to get some Bobby Witt, getting the monster there, and then I'm gonna do I think a third Brave. I really do like these 3-1-1s. I've found some of my best teams lately have been 3-1-1s, and Sean Murphy is a beast.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's fun.
Not a bad little lineup here.
Witt gives you that ceiling where he doesn't even need to give you a home run, and he just gets on base. He's going nuts.
Yeah, and he's stealing everything.
And then Jordan just being in Baltimore, where it's just so friendly to lefties and facing Flaherty. Flaherty can get hit. It's as much as we want to talk about. He had a nice start in his first one.
He's facing the Astros, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we gotta be mindful of that. Need a full lobby for this next one. We're ripping another. We're gonna go a little past 4, see what kind of teams we can build. I don't know if I'm gonna get anybody on my teams other than the top 4 highest teams in plate IQ because they are just being given to us every time we enter a lobby. I don't know what to do. I'm going to need to literally take these teams out of my queue, I think, physically, in order to draft somebody other than these teams that we're gravitating to. I don't know what to do.
That's where I said it's one of the most. It may be the funnest slate that we've had all year. Really in terms of normally when you go in there, sure, having the Red Sox and you can easily say the Braves are the best stack. What's fun is just noting that unless I update this here, let's see here. So this is going to be a good thing to note because the bat was probably not expecting Ronald Acuna. No, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the bat. So another fun thing which I noticed was they didn't have the Padres in the player pool at all. So if you're searching by projections, they just weren't in there. So now that they're in there, I see Tatis and Soto being drafted a little bit higher because people see them in the player pool on these projections. So the market has influenced it by a bit, and it's if the Braves are going to be a 6 stack at any point going against Quinn Priester, I'll take anyone in that lineup. And yeah, any one of these top teams on the Bat X, on Plate IQ, on just any sportsbook run totals are being given to us, so you can make any combination.
It's just Like
I can see it. I can see it like a Gunnar Henderson, Anthony Santander, and then a Ryan O'Hearn or something like that, or someone else.
I love the
Yeah,
Orioles.
and then you just basically you also don't have really any of these guys because you need to like I can see that definitely happening as I love Matty O. So like you take a Matty O, you get those three, and then you do a one-off, like a kind of a weird one-off. But is it really weird if you just did depending what's Boston there, a lot of them are going to be priced up, but then you go ahead and you just take Salvi or something like that. You go ahead and you just take a Padre, like one of those Hassan Kim. You go ahead and take something like that as a one-off, and you do any like it's there's so many different things that I think people are just really being like the people pushed up in ADP are just separate on teams. Like 2 Braves, boom, you don't get another Brave till the 3rd round, and then it's just a Yankee, an Angel, another like a Dodger. That's like the 2 Dodgers that are normally pushed up or pushed down. So
it's just crazy. It's hard for me. I fired up another one. We're gonna do a little multi-tabling here. Here's what I think we do on this one. I think we maybe do a little Max Fried, and we force ourselves to get different. I mean, I need one. I need just one where I'm not taking Red Sox, Orioles, Braves.
I'll throw names out there for you. Like right. I mean, there's.
I'm taking Gausman here.
Yeah.
Snap click.
Perfect. All right. I mean, let's go ahead and build literally a Diamondbacks Cubs.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's definitely do that.
You take Corbin, or you can just get a one-off Corbin, or you can get Corbin, Marte. Then you go ahead and get your boys at the top there for the Cubbies. You can, Dansby, Candelario. You go take Belly against it. Like, are people going to are really scared? Like, I don't know Belly's ADP. So are people scared against Belly for a lefty?
They're not surprised. I wish they were, but they're not.
So that's
because he hits lefties pretty well. Sorry, we're back up over here. Can you guys stop letting Yordan fall to us? For the love of God, I am legally obligated to take Yordan Alvarez if he falls to me past ADP. It's the law. And all right, step 1 of getting different is taking Max Fried, which is the step 1 of everybody who gets different. But listen, when a slate gives you lemons, you don't make chicken soup. You make lemonade.
I'll get even different, and I'm taking Gausman over Fried.
Okay.
So that's my stance there is I'll just get different by taking the P2 that I think most people, and I think it's interchangeable. You can look at projections. Maybe he's a higher projection somewhere else. So, but I would, I think I'd just take Gausman over him and then continue to get different. Like
we're going to get a different for the first time on stream and take Yoshida. Sorry, I forgot to. I'm multi-tabling. We want Yoshida over here. So I think we might do a little cheeky Red Sox stack here, or maybe we'll see what falls to us from the Brave side if people just continue to not take any Atlanta Braves. And we're 6 picks away over here for our first time doing something a little different as we flip back over here and we wait for Chip to take his pick, who Chip is doing. Oh, okay. My fault. I don't mean to step on your toes, Chip. He's building out his own Red Sox team. So we'll see here.
So you can get different in this by just going Story if you wanted to. You can make this honestly, you could do Bregman and then a Brave and just make it a 2-2-1 and have your one-off be a Red Sox.
I like Bregman. I'm not like thinking to go Bregman. I'm looking and it's not like right-handed hitters can't have success in Camden Yards. Like that I think that would be kind of silly to say that and overlooking him in a stack.
Yep.
I like the shout. I like the shout.
Yeah, like it's just it's not someone I'd want to click. It's like once those lefties are gone, it's like, oh, and then Altuve is gone. Boom. I obviously can't take Bregman, or I can't take Bregman with Altuve. I'm just going to make, or Alvarez, I'm just going to make him a one-off. So yeah, I just little thinking cheeky, different like that.
Yeah. And then to top this off, okay, I think I'm going to leave Bregman as my stack here. I got to be honest, man, I don't really want to do Story. I'm so
that's fine.
But I love Gunnar Henderson. I'm just going Gunnar. We're taking the lefty there against. So this is like a little interesting here. Just a single stack with 3 one-offs here. We're shooting the moon. Okay, thank God Alex O'Connor took Freddie Freeman on this team because I would have lost my mind. Would have lost my marbles here.
Well, you could have done it. Yeah, you could have done a one-off, a 2-2-1. That's what I always think with, like, when that value falls to me, I'm normally thinking, oh, I have to follow through, but it's like, just take that one elite hitter, then build out that stack. And
Yeah.
then next time, then I like what you do is I like to immediately fire up another draft. If all of a sudden it's like I didn't follow through with my plan, and then it's like, nope,
Yeah,
you
now
just
that
wait.
one is
Now this one has to be it, and I follow through with it. Like I'm like, okay, I have to do it.
Okay, we're going to start with Corbin Carroll and Nico Horner over here. Nico Horner, by the way, if you guys didn't know, in the 7th inning stretch, our boy Eagles auto-drafted all of his 7th inning stretch teams, and he had like 40% Nico Horner, and Nico Horner is like the highest scoring player in the 7th inning stretch so far.
He is?
So, like it's got to be like top 5. Nico Horner is on an unbelievable stretch right now. If I
was looking at his plate IQ for his last basically 30 days, and he has a 8.08 ISO and a 0.218 WOBA. So is he just?
Let's pull it up since
Yeah,
July
give me July.
15th. It's just a lot of counting stats, maybe. I don't know. I guess it isn't as like impressive as I expected it to look.
Because I thought he was like doing well as well, and then all of a sudden I looked at his recent, and I kind of did a quick check, and like
21 ribbies or 13 ribbies, 21 runs, 8 stolen bases.
The counting stacks, yeah. So it's the counting. It's like the stolen bases have been.
He's definitely one of the best players, I will say, in the contest so far. My advance rates I don't even want to show because it's a lot of entries to very few advancing.
They just keep going down.
Cubs just go absolutely burr. It's nuts. I mean, the thesis was they get Colorado in the playoffs, not that they're going to absolutely torch the field leading up to that. Got some other comments in here that I needed to get to. Red Sox didn't pitch hit for Duran yesterday against a lefty reliever. Royals have a lot of lefties in their pen, so that stack is much scarier if they're not going to take him out for Ref Snyder. That's a good point. Yeah, Ref Snyder is their righty stick there. They usually there's usually some pitch hitting going on there with Ref Snyder. And yeah, there is a ton of overlay in 7th inning stretch. I am definitely trying to eye up that overlay.
16.6%.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So I know someone smarter than me that's not on stream will have to give me the amount of teams that are not going to be in or up for the wild card. So.
All right. So I'm going Morel, and then what do you think? Walker or Marte here?
So it depending on if you want to make this a 3-2, I would do any order. If you want to take a stud, you can go ahead and all of a sudden take the Lou Bob, Juan Soto, one of those one-offs, or you just follow through with a full 3-2. Whatever you felt.
No, you're right. I need Lou Bob. Because I'm so stack focused, I pass up on these Lou Bob values too often.
Because
I think we made this a 2-2.
Yeah, because now you can just go ahead and take who's going to go ahead and take Marte Walker right now?
No,
no one's going to go ahead and do that unless they're watching it. Just do it. So you're going to have them come right back to you versus Lou Bob's. No, I mean, he's not going to be coming back to you, and Soto is not going to come back to you. So that's how I kind of play it. And then you still get, who's gonna be sad when you have Luis Robert on your team? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not,
especially on something like this. I mean, this is something that is just I really got to get more focused on and building personally, along with like you said, your little portfolio teams that you build. You get your top stacks. You go ahead and get your quote unquote play the best plays and have a couple of these in there and call your shots.
Yeah, now that it's a shame because now that like football season's underway and I really want to make sure that I'm getting my best ball drafts in, going pretty hard on that. I kind of scaling back the entries that I do for baseball dailies, but otherwise I would love to, on something like this, definitely do like a 33% allocation to just best player available. And maybe I'll do that once we sign off. I think after this draft, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. But I would love to get some best player available teams because, like I mentioned off top, onslaughting is fun because these are really good offenses against really bad pitchers, and it's something that I want to do just in case that they go off. But my hunch is that the winning team will have 2 stacked players max.
Yeah, there you go. And like that's what I think it's with the amount of star power on here, it definitely can happen. I think that's more, I think that's definitely viable. And I think there's also just getting that random team that just goes bird like that one night. You know what I mean? The Brewers go off for 16 runs, and it's just like, you need Bryce Terang, you need Sal Frelick, you needed all the counting stacks in there with William Contreras and Yelich. Then you have that one off. So I do think four ones are definitely going to be obtainable too if you pair it with that one off that goes well. And of course, if you get the pitcher, as much as they don't matter, they just do matter if you end up getting a 1 versus a 20. Like that definitely is going to, like, you can make that up if you just have the combo that no one else does, but it's going to be tough ground to sled here.
Yeah.
So
no, you're absolutely right. That's a really sharp point. All right, we can wait for 151 here to finish his Boston 4-man stack. I'm sure Alex O'Connor here going with the best player available strategy. Can't say I fault him. If you can get Freeman, Albies, Judge, and Soto, I think you just got to do it.
Yeah, it definitely, like you're going to see, it's a mixture of that each night. Like, it's just a matter of how many people build out these. And those ADP values you got there were really fun.
Mm-hmm. If there's any team stack that is not in the top 4 of ours in the Red Sox, Braves, Orioles, and Astros, who do you think it is that can find themselves in first place?
The Royals.
Okay.
I think it's the Royals again. I think I think going against Nick Pivetta with the wind blowing out there, I definitely think they can. Bobby Witt hits it in the gap, gets a triple, easy, boom, ball rolls all the way back into that little corner. They've been playing well. They got lefties going to, like, in Massey, Melendez. Drew Waters is on another level right now. So I think the Royals can definitely take advantage of Nick Pivetta. I'm gonna go with the Royals.
That's a very fun answer. I think if I had to guess, I think it's the White Sox. I think Eloy, Blue Bob, Benintendi, a little revenge game. Chip's on the same boat as me. White Sox going bird tonight. Poor Sevy, man. I just don't think that he has much left in the tank. He doesn't look like he does, at least. So that's gonna be my call, and I might have like one team of the White Sox. That being said, it's just gonna be way too hard for me to do anything otherwise.
I get it. I feel that, man. It's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna make sure I build teams that are just I deem different. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be fun.
No doubt. Well, that'll do it for us. You and I got some more drafts to do. Got some
plenty.
Yeah. Got a couple stacks that I haven't hit yet. So if you guys check this out, thank you for watching the breakdown, and for Neumy, myself, and John, who will be here tomorrow. I will not be here tomorrow or for the rest of the week, but I will be back Monday. We'll see you guys in the lobbies, and everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace.